It is said that the name Noah might not simply belong to a biblical figure, but could have been the last pre-flood king of one of the first 5 cities of Sumer. This raises a fascinating question. Are we uncovering fragments of a forgotten chapter in human history? The answer might very well be yes. In fact, some even argue that what we are seeing is the rediscovery of an ancient technology that was once lost to time. Take for example the Epic of Gilgamesh, one of the earliest and most important literary works known to mankind. Gilgamesh, the semi-divine king, is believed to have ruled the great city of Uruk around 2700 BC during the early dynastic period of Mesopotamia. Uruk was not just any city, it was a flourishing center of trade, religion, and monumental architecture, encircled by a massive wall that the epic attributes directly to Gilgamesh. Gilgamesh was portrayed as more than just a ruler. He was considered 2/3 divine and 1/3 human, responsible for the prosperity and protection of his people. Under his reign, Uruk became a hub of Mesopotamian culture and was home to the development of cuneiform writing, which marks one of humanity's greatest intellectual achievements. But was Gilgamesh truly real, or purely a myth? The Sumerian king list records him as an actual ruler of Uruk, and numerous inscriptions and cylinder seals bearing his name have been uncovered. These findings suggest that Gilgamesh was indeed a historical figure. However, the archaeological evidence remains incomplete, leaving his story shrouded in both myth and history. The Epic of Gilgamesh itself is a profound narrative inscribed on clay tablets in cuneiform. It recounts the adventures of Gilgamesh, his deep bond with his companion Enkidu, and his desperate search for immortality after Enkidu's death. The story ultimately concludes with a profound truth. No matter how powerful or divine, man's fate is bound by mortality. The epic also explores Gilgamesh's complex interactions with the gods. He rejects the advances of the goddess Ishtar, prompting her to unleash the bull of heaven against him. He is guided by the sun god Shamash, who acts as his divine protector. Most importantly, Gilgamesh encounters Utnapishtim, the Mesopotamian counterpart of Noah, who survived the great flood sent by the gods. This flood narrative strikingly parallels the biblical story of Noah and suggests a shared memory of a cataclysmic event passed down through cultures. Here, the role of the Anunnaki, the gods of Sumer, becomes central. In later traditions, some of them were associated with celestial bodies and cosmic forces. This is where the enigmatic concept of Nibiru emerges. In Babylonian mythology, Nibiru was linked with the god Marduk, but modern alternative interpretations, particularly by researcher Zecharia Sitchin, claim that Nibiru is not just a star or symbol, but a massive wandering planet with an elongated orbit of 3,600 years. According to Sitchin, the Anunnaki were not merely deities, but advanced beings who came from this mysterious planet. He proposed that they visited Earth in ancient times, established settlements, and genetically engineered humanity to serve as laborers, particularly in mining operations. This theory is highly controversial and widely rejected by mainstream historians and scientists due to the lack of empirical evidence. However, it has fueled enormous fascination and speculation, blending mythology with the possibility of extraterrestrial contact. On the other hand, alternative scholars such as Randall Carlson suggest that many of the ancient cataclysms attributed to divine intervention may instead be explained by natural cosmic events, comet strikes, volcanic eruptions, and climate upheavals that periodically reset human civilization. Despite the skepticism, the concept of Nibiru has captured the imagination of millions. It even became entangled with modern doomsday prophecies, most notably the alleged 2012 apocalypse, where conspiracy theorists claimed Nibiru's return would bring about the end of the world. Whether seen as a myth, a metaphor, or a hidden truth, the stories of Gilgamesh, the Anunnaki, and Nibiru all highlight humanity's enduring quest to understand the forces beyond our control. They reflect our ancient ancestors' attempts to explain creation, catastrophe, and destiny, questions that continue to haunt us even today.